Okay, so today is the day that Brad has agreed to do our garage purge, and I'm super excited about it. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time. I did clean out some of the bigger things a few weeks ago because I could hardly walk in here. You know, kind of moved some things over, but I wasn't able to actually purge it because most of the stuff in here Brad uses. Okay, let's do this. All right, so.
Bye!
I know, right? Here's our garage before we started. It was full of things that we hadn't used in years. There was stuff all over the place, making it difficult to find what we needed without becoming frustrated. We couldn't even park our car in there. In this video, we would like to share with you the process we use to declutter our long overdue garage and how we intend to keep it clutter-free with creating zones and by being purposeful with the things we keep and to let go of the rest. Step 1 is to purge. One important tip if you're decluttering or if you're helping someone declutter is that it's really beneficial for that person to physically go through and think about or even hold each item. Don't make sweeping decisions like, I need everything in those cabinets, or that you need all of the grilling tools, but really look at each thing. We went through every drawer, cupboard, and tote. Nothing was left untouched, and that's how we were able to purge so much. We had 3 chainsaws. One was broke, one barely worked, and the third was great, but it was too small for some of the jobs that Brad was doing. After talking it through, he decided to get rid of all 3 of them and buy just one large one to take care of all of the projects. Leave us a comment below on how it went if you've ever worked with your spouse decluttering your garage. When deciding what to purge, we asked ourselves 4 questions. Is it broke? Have we used it in the past year? Do we have duplicates? And can you find this information online? We ended up having a lot of discussions on everything, and sometimes it can be harder than you think to let go of things, even if you're not even using them. We found it helpful to talk through our reasoning if something should stay or if it should be purged. We never got rid of anything that we weren't ready to let go of. Learning how to declutter can be challenging, but making decisions will get easier the more that you practice. We haven't used this charcoal grill in years, so we gave it away. Then we found this cooking tripod that we haven't used in at least 10 years, but Brad wasn't ready to let go, so we agreed that if we didn't use it in the next camping season, we would find someone who could use it. We found all sorts of lost treasures, so we decided to put a use-by date on a few items that we weren't ready to get rid of.
Eat this.
We have had it for several. Is it even good anymore?
These are filter savers. You put them in your skimmer. We forgot we had it. This should be in the shed, and we can use these.
Yeah. Oh look, we've got 2. When you have too many things, it can be really hard to keep track of and use everything that you have. Here we're going through all of our sporting equipment, some of which we've had for over 20 years. We even had our kids' tackle boxes they had when they were super little. You have to remember not to hold on to what was or what could be, but just keep what you're actually using and let someone else find value in the things you're ready to let go of. Window, keeping, because we're gonna put, you're gonna put a new window in, right, for the garage?
Yep.
Okay, this we're keeping. I mean, how many ladders do we need? Are we keeping this one?
Yes, because I can do multiple configurations to get at areas.
All right, so the bikes we're keeping.
Yep.
This ladder, we're keeping this one too?
Yep.
Okay, and then we have all of this wood.
I'm going to finish the trash can enclosure, and I might need these. So I'll know in the next 30 days whether or not I need these. And if I don't need them, I can actually return them. Okay. Because looking at this wood here, that's,
it's nice.
$20.
I agree.
Now the big piece on the bottom, I want to keep from deconstruction. This one is cracked.
Yep.
I just want to get rid of it.
Okay.
This we use when we rent out our home on Airbnb. We put our refrigerated items in here to get them to the camper refrigerator sometimes.
Okay.
It's this big guy. We've had this for decades. I think we should just get something that's kind of in between the big one and the small one that's on wheels.
Agreed.
And, okay, we can get rid of both.
Awesome.
We bought this at Costco, and you can buy different configurations of these, but it comes with different hooks, different things. We can hang things here. But I would totally recommend this because you can see what you have. It's white, it's clean. It'll hold a lot of weight. I don't think we need all these. I think I'm ready to just let some of this go. Okay, so this goes with our leaf blower.
That I hate.
It's
Yes.
a vacuum. And there might be another piece, and I think we used it once, so I think we can just throw this out.
Here Brad's going through a variety of things. A rough rake for heavy snow, shovels, things that he needs to cut wood. If you're actively using things that you have in your garage, keep them. But just don't hang on to stuff that you haven't used in 5, 10, or even 15 years. If you're helping someone declutter, you need to make it as light as you can and be respectful of that person. Put yourself in their shoes and think of how you would feel if someone was going through all of your personal items and getting rid of things.
Thanks.
Thank you. You did a great job. It was a hard one. Okay, so this is day 2 of the declutter. I had Brad go through everything with me, all of our other stuff. And now I told him though that I can go through the camping things, so I will be doing that right now. Do it again.
Hi, my name's Grayson. This is Michelle's video. She's Michelle, my grandma. I'm just doing a little tips before this whole video. Okay, that's the end of me.
I just love listening to our grandson and how he laughs at his own stories. These two really love to help. It's so awesome. Leave us a comment if you have any little helpers around. I know these two are pretty great. We have 2 sets of camping gear. One set of bins is for us when we go camping, and one set of bins is for our guests to use on RV Share. Here I'm just sorting out our personal camping things from our guest camping things to be sure that they stay separate. I keep all of the bins packed and ready to go, so when we want to head out for the weekend, it's so much easier when we have everything ready except for our clothes and food. We keep towels, bug spray, coffee pot, garbage bags, just about anything that we need all packed and ready for a trip. We also keep special games and books for the kids to use only while we're camping, and they always look forward to it. So we took a little break, and so now these are all things, some of these things here that were supposed to go into the camper that Brad was going to do upgrades on. So we will have him bring these to the camper and either fix it or we'll return everything in it. Here I'm just quickly putting things back on the shelf so I can easily assess what I have to organize in the morning. And here I just have a few more miscellaneous home items to go through. Now that everything has been purged and sorted into categories, our plan is to make separate storage zones in the garage and make sure that everything has a home. I'm going to get rid of this bucket. We've never used it. Step 2 is to empty and clean the garage. This is everything that we have left that we need to find a home for. I'll be removing some of the storage pieces that we don't need anymore as well, but first I need to clear everything out so I can set up the zones. I'll also take off the hooks that we aren't going to be using and sweep down the walls and the floors. These 2 wall cabinets we will be putting at the curb for someone to take since we don't need them anymore. We'll also be getting rid of the 3 tall storage cabinets that are in the back because they aren't really deep enough for us to store much in. we decided to move the 2 storage racks to the side wall instead of the back of the garage so that it doesn't look so cluttered when we open up the large overhead door. I then took out all the rugs and vacuumed them, and then I took the tool storage rack off of the back wall that we weren't using. Step 3 is organize. Once I sorted all of the like items together, it was finally time to make zones and try to figure out the best spot for everything that we were keeping. This side of the garage is for camping, household overstock, and large item storage. This side of the garage is for tools, car stuff, and our freezer. After I lightly clean the cabinets out, I'm putting things back in the same general area that Brad had them stored before so that he can easily find what he's looking for.
Ouch!
Here I'm just hanging up our bikes to save on some room. And here I'm moving all of our household stuff over to the side shelving units because I don't need this shelf anymore. And now I'm just trying to condense a few things to be a bit more efficient and have better flow. This ladder is such a pain to move around. It's 8 feet tall and hard to stand up in the garage, so we like to have it laying on its side so it's easier to get at. Does anyone else have multiple ladders like this? If so, just leave us a comment below. Now it's time to store the chainsaw and the shop vacuum. As a side note, we later moved the shop vac back down to the floor, which was a wiser choice. And so here it is, tons of floor space, everything has a home and is easily accessible. We can even park the car in here now. This spring we plan on painting, and to keep things clutter-free in the garage, we put a check-in date on the calendar for every 3 months. What we plan on doing is briefly go through everything, purge what we aren't using, and being mindful of what we bring in. Thanks so much for watching. We hope that you found value and inspiration in this video. Please consider subscribing, and if you like what you saw, feel free to share it so that it's easier for others to find us on Silver Lining Daydreams.